center, 6'11", from New Orleans, number 50, Irvin Johnson. At guard, 6'4", from Oregon State, number 20, Gary Payton. And at guard, 6'3", from Bradley, number 33, Hersey Hawkins. The head coach of Seattle is George Karl. His assistants are Dwayne Casey, Tim Gergerich, Terry Stotts, and Bob Weiss. The trainer, Frank Furtado. Tonight's injury report, first for the visiting Sonics, Jarrell Ford on the inactive list. For the Kings, Byron Houston and Clint McDaniel on the inactive list. Kevin Gamble is not with the team tonight due to the birth of his son this morning.
Shooting, it's good to see Hersey get off.
Yeah, it was indeed. And, you know, Hersey, the way George uses him in rotation, he was out of the game a lot in the second half. You throw him back in there, he's cooled down a little bit. And I'd like to see George kind of ride the hot hand a little longer. If Hersey or Detlef are stroking the ball particularly well, then go with him a little bit longer.
The officials tonight are Joe Forte, Danny Crawford, and Greg the Rat Willard. We're set for action. And it'll be Olden Polonese with a deep thigh bruise. They had him listed as doubtful for this game. There was no way you were going to keep him out of this game. He played just 23 minutes in game 2, but still came up with 16 rebounds. Here is Polonese and Johnson in center court. And we're underway. The ball is deflected in the backcourt. It is covered by Kemp, and will hand off to Gary Payton. Sonics 4-love against Sacramento this year, including 2-0 here in this building. Taking the ball out high beyond the three-point arc. Seattle sets up. Hawkins rolls off a screen. Gets it out high left side to the baseline. Pull-up Jay is short. Rebound gathered in by Tyus Edney. Edney with a push up the floor. Center of the floor. Into the lane. Outside of the ring. Intercepted by Hawkins. Saves it to Payton beautifully. Gary will bring it to midcourt. Scanning left and right. Finds Hawk gliding down the left side of the glass. Double pumps. He's fouled. And he will go to the line for 2 shots.
Yeah, I like the way Hersey Hawkins is taking it upon himself to be aggressive. The first 2 possessions of the basketball, just takes it strong to the hoop, trying to draw the contact, doing a lot much better job of that this year than he has for the most part in his career.
Supersonics are an outstanding team on the road, 26 and 15. They seem more focused on the road. Free throw by the Hawk up and in, and the Sonics draw first blood on a Hawkins free throw.
Gary St. Jean is going to stick with the defensive alignment of having Mitch Richmond guard Gary Payton to put a bigger body on Gary to prevent him from being effective in the post-up. That means Hersey's going to have Tyus Edney. Hersey at 6'3", Edney at 5'9". Hersey can jump and shoot over him all day long.
Hawkins hits them both. He's an 87%er from the line. It's a 2-0 ball game. Edney up in the front court left side, covered by Gary Payton. He led the NBA in steals this year. Edney comes off the Richmond screen. Hawkins steps out on Edney. Richmond will get it. Double team to Edney. Into the lane. Skip it over to Grant. 15 foot from the angle. His pass deflected by Johnson. Grabbed by Hawkins. Lead pass to Payton. Back to Irvin. To the glass with 2 hands. Blocked. Recovered by Kemp. And he turns it down to make it a 4-0 ball game.
The Kings keep saying there's no pressure on them, but there is pressure when the Sonics come out and play this type of aggressive basketball.
Payton with a snarl and a glare at Edney as he brings it up down the left side. Edney will skip it out to Polonese. Over to Billy Owens, right side, checked by Stretch. Inside pass to Grant. Grant looks at a double team, dribbles baseline, drops it back beneath the rim, hands to Polonese. Following jump shot, got it. And the Kings score their first bucket. It's a 4-2 game. Payton up the center of the floor. It's out wide near side on Richmond. In, stops, 15-foot fader, got it, floating away. Gary Payton with a fallaway J.
Good omen. Gary Payton a step back jump shot, and then he's saying to himself, yeah, baby, yeah, down the court, let's go.
6-2 count. Here's Edney. Outside check by the Hawk. Hesitation dribble, right side, the foul called, and it is on Hersey Hawkins. Held my breath for a moment there because Edney was gliding over towards Sean Kemp. He had Grant locked up, and as Grant was trying to set the screen, Hawkins actually gets the foul. It's his first.
Gary Payton coming out tough right off the bat. Going to show Mitch Richmond, yeah, you're a great defensive player, but I've got some old too.
6-2 count. Sonics lead it. Grant out high. Inside of Holly. Double team. Turn. The jump hook from the baseline. Missed it. Soars in for the second rebound. Lead pass to Payton up in the front court to Detlef. Slams on the brakes in the paint. Follow-away Jay. Got it. Perfect rotation. Follow-away 12-footer for Harris Trent. And the Sonics lead at 8-2.
This is how you impose your personality on a basketball game. This is Sonic basketball we're seeing early on.
Edney sideline left. Rolls up the Polonese pick. Feeds to Owens. Crossover dribble into the lane. Double team. Double to Polonese. Up over Johnson and jump hook up and in from 8.
You know, how many All-Star teams has Colony's been on? He looks like an All-Pro the last 2 basketball games.
He's had games of 15 and 12. Circle the ball high with a hit. Lobs it low to the Rain Man. Double team, locked up outside to the Hawk. And illegal defense whistled on the Sacramento Kings.
And that's what George Karl wants from Sean Kemp. You get it in there, you hold it for a count, 2 counts at the most, then look to pass the basketball back out or put it on the floor if you got a lane to the basket.
8-4 score, 9:30 to go, first quarter. Della with the ball, dribbles the width of the floor, stops, flings, missed it. Rebound grab by Paladese. Della with a good look, and he took the shot. Outside it comes to Edney. Give it a hot dribble, left side, stops, hands to Paladese in the key. Holding with the ball above the hip, pump fake. Kick out pass to Billy Owens. Owens off the Paladese foot, takes a 20-foot over Irvin, missed it. Rebound, slapped out by the Hawk. Grab by Payton, lead pass. Gary with it right side, crossover, good under, lay the finger roll up. Tap by Kemp, roll short, rebound Billy Owens. Breaks out, 3-on-2, Della with Hawk in the back. Owens into the lane. Takes it Richmond, his first touch. Here's a three-pointer, and he knocks it down. Mitch Richmond makes it an 8-7 Sonic lead.
That's how Mitch wants to score in transition. Great job by Billy Owens to push the basketball up the court, penetrate, draw the defense, kick it out to Richmond.
Sideline left, Gary Payton operates. Looking for Kemp, trying to get ball side. Kemp. Gary shovels it outside to Irvin. Over to Della. Now, wing right to Hawk, inside to the Rain Man. Takes it up, Paladese. Met him with a shoulder bump. And the foul on Olden Paladese. His first sends the Rain Man to the line for 2.
Good job of sealing to sustain his position by Sean Kemp, and a nice feed inside from Hersey Hawkins. You know, OP, nothing easy. The no-dunk rule in effect.
Kemp to the line. The free throw up and off the back rim. Sean Kemp during the year a 74% free throw shooter. 8-7 count, Sonics lead at 8.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Second free throw up, rimming off. Paladese grabs the rebound. Seattle drops back defensively. Edney, front court left side, double team, loops it outside to Paladese. He'll give it away to Grant, and we have illegal defense whistled on the Supersonics deadlift shot.
Yeah, and that was caused by a mistaken rotation by Irvin Johnson. There was some confusion. George talked about communication on defense. It's going to be nearly impossible to communicate with the noise factor in the Arco Arena today, or this evening, excuse me.
Kings bring it inbounds. Here's Mitch Richmond inbounds to Edney. Slides it on top to Paladese. Skips it off to Billy Owens. Spins baseline, shut off by Della. Owens steps between the double team trap. Gary reaches in. And a foul called on Gary Payton on the reach-in. That is his first foul.
These fans go absolutely nuts on a foul whistle call against Gary Payton. Gary trying to slap aggressively at the basketball like he's done all season long.
Irvin Johnson pokes the ball away from Olden Paladese, standing out high right side. Irvin secures it on the floor. Olden reaches in, and a foul on Paladese is his second.
Gary and Greg Willard are in a conversation now. It looks like a productive one, not one where Gary is baiting the ref early. You gotta keep the refs out of your head. Stop to let the referees affect their play a little bit too much.
Sonic ball, they'll set up. Hawkins with it, looking inside. Feeds to Detlef. Detlef blocked left side, back down to Brian Grant. Turns, double team, step outside. Irvin makes a good catch, secures it. Feeds to Detlef, left to the key. Pump fake, glides in, turns his back to Grant. Follow-away jump pass over to Gary. 4 on the shot clock. Drives in, nearly upended, no whistle. But I amend that. There's the late whistle by Danny Crawford, waiting to see if Payton would deliver the shot. Tripping foul is the call. Payton will get 2 shots.
Sonics now about 3 or 4 seconds on the shot clock. Gary's got to make something happen. Richmond falls down. And there is some contact. I think enough contact to knock Gary off balance. That's why the foul was called. But it looked like Gary actually jumped over the body of Mitch Richmond to get the shot off.
Payton hits a free throw. Gary Payton, sensational in game 1. 29 points, 9 assists, 6 boards, 4 steals, and a couple of blocks. He hits the free throw. He has 4 points, and the Sonics lead at 10-7. 7:42 to go in the first quarter.
He picked up his 3rd foul in the other game, and actually George wanted him to come out, wanted to pull him, pick up his 4th foul. George wanted to pull him, and Gary told George, hey, leave me in, I'm okay, but as it turned out, he committed the next foul rather quickly.
At the outside, makes a pass to the glass, ball deflected by Kemp, grabbed by Paladese, he'll lay it up and in. Olden Paladese grabbed that loose ball after Kemp had blocked the Edney shot. Here comes Payton the other way. Left-hand side of the lane. Back down to Richmond. Turns up. They try to go Richmond off of Steve Kemp. Skip outside to Irvin. Back to Gary. Works sideline left. Backs down on Richmond. Turns high hook all the way. No. Rebound grabbed by Grant. Double team with a foul.
I thought that was a case of Gary trying to do a little bit too much during that possession, almost taking it personally against Mitch Richmond. Just held on to the basketball and threw up kind of a running wild hook shot in the paint, a shot that I haven't seen Gary shoot a lot. Stay with what you've been doing. Stay with what's worked for you.
Foul on Kemp, incidental contact. 10-9 count. Seattle leading. 6:57 to go, first quarter. Owens out high left side. Skips it to Richmond. Double team to Edney. Rotate to Grant. Fires it off. Missed it. With Kemp all over him. Colonies in for the rebound and a loose ball foul. Call on the Sonics, Irvin Johnson. It is the first foul on Irvin Johnson. A 10-9 score. The Sonics lead it. 6:48 to go in the first quarter of play. A crazy sold-out Arco Arena. We'll be back with more action in a moment on the Sonics Broadcasting Network. 6:48 to go in the first quarter of play. George Karl's club has 3 rebounds, and Kemp has all 3. During the timeout, George says everyone must focus on rebounding.
And at the very least, putting a body on Polonese. He's got 2 offensive rebound putbacks so far early in this game. You can't let him dominate the inside.
Kings have so far 7 boards to the Sonics 3. Seattle shooting 3 of 8. The Kings are 4 of 8. 10-9 score, Sonics leading. Ending to Polonese, top of the key. Kicks it over to Richmond. Inside to Grant. Turns, flushes up the hook, and he scores. And the Kings take the lead.
A nice job, Frank. Grant Shine has got to fight to get around him or either push him off the box.
Peyton skips to Devlin, takes it back right to the glass, and finger rolls it up and in. He has 6 first quarter points.
Jerry does a great job of running his defender off the confusion and congestion at the free throw line. Good job freeing himself for a layup.
12-11 score. Sonics take the lead back. 6:12 to go first quarter. Here's the rock. Richmond outside. Driving right side of the lane. Jump stop. Drew Johnson into him. Irvin comes down. Drapes himself over Richmond for the fouls. It's second. And Richmond will go to the line for 2 shots.
And the Sonics need to recognize the clear out a little bit quicker as Mitch had the entire right side clear for him. And if you recognize it, you can force him back to the crowd. Does not have as clear a path to the basket.
Mitch Richmond averaged 23 a game this year and is an 86%er from the line.
In the 8th straight season for Mitch, is scoring 21 points and more, joining guys like Rick Barry and Rick Chamberlain and Oscar Robertson and Larry Bird.
Richmond has had the second most scored in a playoff game thus far this year, the 37th, second only to David Robinson's Goliath-like 40-point effort against Phoenix over the weekend. Richmond's first one in, second and airborne, and he nailed it.
Mitch, one of the best two-way players in the league. Just an outstanding offensive player, as witnessed by his scoring average, but then he can D you up with the best of them.
Kings lead it 13-12. Left side, Peyton off the pick, feeds to Devlin, floats a 3, and he got it. Detlef Shrimp nails the 3.
That was a nice little pick and repick action as Detlef set a pick for Gary, then got a pick from Irvin Johnson to free him up for the 3-point shot and make.
15-13, Sonics lead by a deuce, 5:45 to go first quarter. Richmond with the ball sideline left, inside to Grant, off his fingertips, got it back, feeds to Owen, drives to the paint. He's double teamed as he went airborne and fouled. And the foul's on the Sonics, John Kemp. That is the second on the rain man.
Yeah, a nice execution by Brian Grant. The little spin, lock, and lob move inside. As Sean did a good job fighting around to front the post, but then allowed Grant to seal him. Mitch threw a nice pass to him. And you put Detlef as a helper, leaving Billy Owens wide open, and then the defense has to rotate, but a little bit too slow. And Irvin Johnson, or who's that, Sean Kipp to pick up the foul?
Yeah, it's his second, but Irvin's the man that comes out, and in will come Sam Perkins. Owens to the line will get 2. With the Sonics leading at 15-13, Owens free throw up and in. We saw Billy Owens handle the ball primarily in the second half of game 2 when they got into the half-court set. Nate McMillan will step in now for Sean Kemp. McMillan in his 10th year at North Carolina State. Kemp comes to the bench with 2 fouls, 2 points, 3 rebounds. Owens second one up, and then he got them both.
And now it's so important for Detlef Shrimp to play big. He's the power forward. He has to try and keep Brian Grant at 6'9", 250 away from the offensive glass.
15-15 score. McMillan outside, right wing, in low. He close it to Sam. Perkins goes to work on Polonese. Backs down, doubled, outside McMillan. The Kings did not recover in time defensively and rotate over to their men. And Grant gets caught on the ball side, and illegal defense is called on the Sacramento Kings. So the Hawks will go to the line with a free throw, and the Sonics will get possession with the 2 teams tied at 15 apiece.
Nice bit of offense by the Sonics, trying to work Sam Perkins in the post against Colony. He had some success in Seattle down in the low box against Polonethes. Hersey gets that one to crawl in for him.
Sonics have hit 5 of 7 from the line. Kings 4 of 4. Seattle will bring it inbound. McMillan will take it. Races the width of the floor. Stops. Speed flow the same. Has a step on Polonethes. Leans back and scores with a little banker on the left hand off the glass.
Yeah, Polonethes is getting the cross screen from Gary Payton. He wants Ty Zetting to bump Sam a little harder, but Ty said, hey, I'm 5'9", 140, 50 quick. What are you talking about?
18-15 count. Sonics 5 minutes to go first quarter. Polonethes out behind the three-point arc. Feeds to Edney. Down low. They drop it to Owen. Billy double team. Out to Edney. Tyus Edney. Top side of Richmond, 4 on the shot clock. Double team Richmond, nowhere to go over to Edney. He'll take him a 2 on the shot clock. Roll short, loose ball, grabbed by Gary Payton. And you've got to have those in order to win. Payton will come across midcourt, pops over to takes Edney to the paint. Jump stop, outside Sam gets a three-point look, in and out. Rebound the Hawks, brought it down, ripped free by the Kings, grabbed by Edney. Lead pass to Richmond, one dribble enough, and lays it home.
Well, that's a nice play, though.
Loose ball. Payton cross-court to Demo. Picked off by Edney. Goes the length of the floor and lays it up and in. Edney's first bucket.
Yeah, Denton was not looking. He was looking at the bench trying to figure out what play they were going to run next. Gary wanted to give him the basketball because he was ahead. Turnover.
19-18. Payton comes right back with a 3-ball. Payton throws a hot ball from 3-point range. And it's a 21-19 Sonic lead. 3:56 to go in the first quarter of play. Here's Edney skipping out high left side, checked by Payton. They bring Owens out the screen. Edney angles to the baseline, goes to the glass, lays it up, won't go. Shot would not have counted had it gone. He was fouled out on the floor, says Greg Willard. The foul is on Nate McMillan.
Ty Zetting did a good job penetrating, trying to get to the rack. Now, there was some question of just how much time to play today. He hurt his shoulder the last play of the game in game 2. Said he was doing a little shake and bake move and shook his shoulder out of socket. But he's feeling pretty good. There was some talk that Bobby Hurley, everything Gene told him to be ready. He might get some minutes tonight depending on how Ty holds up.
Hurley has not played in either of the 2 games. Edney hits the first free throw. Tyus Edney, honorable mention, All-American on a 30-2 NCAA championship team. He hits the second free throw, and it's a 21-21 ball game. The Kings perfect at the line, 6 for 6. Payton brings it up on the front court left side. Gary's been outstanding early, 9 points, including a 3. Feeds low to Viniaski, back down to Edney, double team. Outside Detlef, over to Nate, in he comes. Nice hook pass to Detlef, up to the hook, missed it, Vinny a rebound, right back up, blocked. Ball poked free to midcourt, recovered by Gary Payton. Skips it over to Mack. Squares, fires, hits, out of the corner, an 18-footer for Nate McMillan.
I like that attitude. Great defense by Grant to block the shot of Payton, but then the Sonics didn't quit. They just went and got the ball back, capitalized, Nate McMillan knocks down the shot.
23-21 score, pass inside to Owens, tried to feed across the paint to Grant. Free under the guard of McMillan. Grant got it back, muscled it up, and is fouled. And Grant will get 2 shots. The foul is on the Sonics. Sam Perkins, and it's the first on Big Smooth.
And Nate and the Sonics' white defense is going to front Billy Owens down there. Nice feet over the top, and Owens tries to squeeze the ball inside to Grant. McMillan slammed it from behind Perkins. Nice defense in front.
3:05 left in the first quarter of play, and the Sonics lead it 23-21 on a Nate McMillan jumper. Back in a moment on the Sonics Broadcasting Network. In the perfect at the line up until Grant's attempt here at 6 for 6. I called it, and he missed it. Good job. Grant, a 73%er from Georgetown, Ohio, where Ulysses S. Grant once lived.
I'll tell you what, the buckets that the Kings have made, 90% have been in the paint shots. I remember Richmond's jump shot. I think everything else has been around the basket.
Grant missed them both. Seattle's got it. McMillan drop steps on Edney. Following baseliner. Air ball grabbed by Billy Owens. 23-21 Seattle. 2:51 to go first quarter. Edney pulls up, hands to Billy Owens.
They posted up Nate McMillan. We haven't seen it a lot this season. I don't think you can go away from what you do successfully.
Billy feeds to Mitch. Sliding across the line. Feeds to Edney. Drives down McMillan. Running right ahead of one goal. McMillan recovers to grab the rebound. Save it to Detlef. Hustling play by McMillan. Across midcourt. Lead pass to Detlef. Pulls up. Swings it to Vinny out of the corner. Away for the 3. They got it. The Stew, the Fiddler, nails a 3-pointer.
You see the difference in that shot than the shots the Sonics were taking in the fourth quarter last game. They had a rebounding balance in case the shot was missed. The offensive rebound could have been pursued. It wasn't a quick early look. It was just a real nice job by Detlef of recognizing Vinny wide open.
5-point Sonic lead. Richmond out high. Gets rid of it to Grant. That's the good news. Double team is Grant outside to Edney. One-on-one in the 6'5 McMillan. Edney picks up the dribble, feeds to Grant. Back swirls in traffic. A pass across the lane to Polonese. He'll lay it up and in. He has 8 first quarter points. Boy, the Kings' interior passing has been very good. The Sonics' interior defense has been good, but they've made some superior passes in there. Gary one-on-one left side, double team, locked up. Richmond reaches in, grabs the ball away, and we have a jump ball call. Gary again trying to do too much.
Yeah, you know, the first Mitch is not going for the little up fake. Gary's usually get the little up fake, step through, get a good look at the bucket. Mitch is just holding his ground right there. Gary faces him with the basketball. The ultimate no-no as an offensive player. Mitch does a good job defensively of tying him up. You know, Gary needs to take a couple of good looks. If it's not there, if Mitch doesn't go for the fake, give it up, get it back. You got your dribble live again.
Polonese reluctantly goes to the bench. In comes Michael Smith for the Kings. Here's the jump ball. Gary deflects it, loose in the circle, and roll off of Gary's lap. Edney stepped into the circle to grab it, and Danny Crawford wants to tip it again.
Yeah.
So 1:45 left here in the first quarter with the Sonics leading 26-23, Mark.
Yeah, I like this officiating crew too. They're doing a good job, and you know these guys are pretty level-headed. They don't get into all the hype and the antics and all that.
Here's the tip. It is won by Payton. He flips it outside to Askew. Back to Gary. He'll stroke a three. You bet. Why not? He missed it. Rebound after it, named McMillan. Edney short hops it off the Payton. Gives across midcourt to Grant. Outside to Richmond. Along the big body is covered by Askew. To Edney. Open three. Line right. Rebound. Grabbed by Perkins. Stripped away by Smith. Will he save it in time? He won't. But there goes Smith into the crowd again. Into the crowd he goes. Careening. About 5 rows deep. He did that in game 1 in Seattle.
Michael Smith, second round draft pick out of Providence. Just out-hustle, out-work the Sonics in game 2. He's getting started early here in game 3. Not too bad of a dive. About a -6, I think.
Yeah, no gainer at the end of that thing. And quite a splash. 1:16 left first quarter. Seattle by 3. Perkins in deep. Back smooth, down, smooth. Lays it up over the animal and left it short. And he is fouled.
Yeah,
I like that. That was a nice, deep post pass, and Perkins went to work.
Yeah, with Smith at 6'8", 235. You know, Sam's 6'10", but arms of a guy about 7'2". So anytime Sam can get an advantage, a body advantage, get to the middle of the court, he should get a good look at the bucket.
Well, the Sonics Perkins needs the type of game he had in game 1. 17 points, 6 boards from Sam, and he hit 3 threes. The free throw, however, rolls off the mark, and the visiting Sonics have hit just 5 of 8 from the line as a team.
When Tyus Edney was in the game, they went to Nate McMillan down low against him, trying to post Nate, something the Sonics rarely do. Nate shot the air ball, but I think you hurt Tyus and smaller players on the offensive glass.
Sam misses both free throws. Kings grab the rebound with 1:05 left in the first quarter. Seattle leading 26-23. Billy Owens with the ball, locked up by Gary Payton. Right-hand side of the arc. Stops, pivots, hands off to Marciullo. He is checked by Benny Askew. Rooney skipping with the dribble outside, angles into the lane, double team, kicks to Smith, outside of Richmond, 3, the smooth running, and he got it. Mitch Richmond nails a 3. Richmond has 10 first quarter points for the Kings, and it's tied at 26 apiece with 42 seconds left in the first quarter of play. Payton with the ball, brings it to Askew. In deep to Sam Perkins. Sam turns baseline, pulls up, off balance shot, roll off his fingertips, came up short. The rebound attempt is tapped out of bounds by Sam, and the Kings will take it. Smith will bring it in bounds, and Marciullo will take it. Look out, you better slow him. Benny will. Marciullo marches into the lane, double team, kick out to Grant. Back to Sharunas. Sharunas pick and roll to Grant for the glass, lays it up in there. Brian Grant with 4, and 28-26 is his score. The Kings leading by a deuce. 18 seconds left first quarter play.
He's doing a great job of passing the basketball, especially on the interior, as you mentioned earlier.
Here's Payton to let the clock work down. Perkins out there to screen. Gary rolls off the pick. Double teams of Vinny. He'll set, fire the 3, and rim it short. After the rebound is Grant. He taps it out away from the rim, and it's secured by Mitch Richmond. McMillan goes to the floor, but he's all right. And at the end of 1 quarter of play, the Kings hold a 28-26 lead. We'll be back in a moment on the Sonics Broadcasting Network.
He played all 48 minutes of the last ball game. He's played the entire first quarter. I got a feeling Gary St. Jean will play him 46 to 48 minutes this game also.
The Sonics have hit 9 of 21 from the field. The Kings 10 of 17, 59%. 50%. 5 of 9 of the Sonics from the line. Kings 6 of 8. The Kings outboarded the Sonics 12-8, and they out-assisted the Sonics 8-5. Brian Grant had 2. Owens had 2 assists. Owens double team right of the lane. Outside of Marcellus. 3 in the air. Got it. He had Nate McMillan all over him like a cheap suit. He was able to get it away with a wrist flick. He is so strong. And he nailed it. And the Kings are now on a 10-0 run, carried back to the first quarter play where they had a 7-0 run over the final 2:27. Outside is Perkins. Up fakes, hands to Payton. 8 on the shot clock. Gary and low to Sam. Backs down, turns on Smith. Up on the left-handed hook, hanging to Rimmon. Rebound Richmond. Mitch Richmond up the floor. The Kings in possession of a 5-point lead. 11:08 to go, second quarter play. Outside high is Billy Owens, and this time they put Gary Payton on. With Askew covering Richmond. Richmond will lob it. Owens overthrown and grabbed easily by Sam. Seattle will bring it across. Dave McMillan, far sideline. Skips the pass to Payton, up fakes, but Richmond stands his ground. Gary dribbles into him, and off the ball a whistle. Illegal defense whistled on the Sacramento Kings. Kings on a 10-0 run right now. Yeah, Sonics are not getting the quality looks at the bucket. He's gone to Sam a couple times inside, shot a couple jump shots. Sean Kemp is in the game. They're used to running the offense through Sean Kemp. You force a double team, you might get an open look from the perimeter. Houston beat Los Angeles tonight, 104-98 at the Summit to take a 2-1 lead. Vinny Askew hits the technical foul shot. And the Supersonics now will bring it in bounds, trailing 31-27. Perkins will hand off to Askew. It's outside of Gary Payton. Payton beyond the 3-1 circle. Payton works off the Kemp screen, stops, Kemp rolls, he knocks a man down. It was Smith, he bumped with a forearm, down he goes. Third foul on Sean Kemp, and that was totally uncalled for. Yeah, Sean Kemp, Mitch Richmond got tangled up after Sean set the screen on Mitch, and then the little extra oomph with the right shoulders gives him the third foul. That was Richmond that went down. You're right. I beg your pardon. It was not Smith, but it was not smart. Pretty apparent Sean did not need to send the man to the floor. Man, that was just, again, that little extra oomph at the end of the play. There was already contact. At that point, you back off and don't do anything to pick up your third foul. Kemp is out. Gary pies the ball away from Owens. It scoots up in the front court. The Phillies' momentum carries them right to the ball. 31-27. Kings by 4. 10:22 to go second quarter. Marciulionis pull up dribble. Off the dribble. A jump shot is good for Marciulionis. Rooney with 5 in the second quarter. It's 33-27. Seattle down 6. Rakowski goes to work. Takes it in on Smith. High hanging hook. Rims and falls. Frank Rakowski finally gets the Sonics on the board again. Yeah, you talked about it. You said he's due. And Frank, you know, he's capable of putting together a double-digit game with his offense. And the Sonics look like they're going to need some offensive help tonight from everybody. 4-point Kings lead. 9:52 to go second quarter. Owens skips the pass to Richmond. Back to the basket. Owens with it. Over to Marciulionis. Right of the key. Gallops in. Fouled by McMillan. They have hands on Marciulionis. And a foul on McMillan is his second. 14th foul on Seattle. Timeout call with 9:45 to go in the second period. 33-29 is their score. The Kings lead the Sonics on the Sonics Broadcasting Network. Back in the lineup now with the Sonics with McMillan, Rakowski, Perkins, and Askew. Billy Owens will handle for Sacramento. 18 on the shot clock. Owens will dispatch it to Richmond, top side to the Animal, beyond the 3-point arc to Marciulionis, who's hit 2 jump shots. He'll give it away to Grant. Grant will take the 18-footer Rimmon off to the weak side. It's recovered by McMillan because Rakowski locked up Smith. Kept him 10 feet away from the offensive glass. That's what you got to do. You got to use your body on Michael Smith. 33-29 score. Seattle trailing by 4 with possession. McMillan with the ball above the head. Looking low for Sam. Fronted by Smith. The floater low to Perkins. Doubled outside to Nate for the 3. Nate McMillan stuck it in the front left. Nice play. Mac-10 continues his torrid shooting. About the last month of the season all throughout. 33-32 score. Sonics 8:56 to go second quarter. Seattle trailing by 1. Here's Richmond. Sidearm skip. Low to Owens. Double team to Marciulionis. Drives into the paint. Double team to Smith. Cook steps into the lane. Lays it up and in on a reverse. How many steps will a man get? That's crazy. His first deuce. 35-32. Seattle trailing by 3. Bukowski, inside pass to Perkins, spins and is held and fouled.
Yeah, on that last play, Sam Perkins overcommitted on Sarunas Marciulionis. He was thinking about trying to flood the passing lane for a steal. Got himself out of position, allowed Sarunas to penetrate, and then find the streaking Michael Smith on the baseline. But you got to approach Sarunas cautiously, make him continue to knock down jump shots. He gets you when he can penetrate to the bucket and create for himself or teammates.
Brian Grant steps out, and they bring Lionel Simmons in, along with Paladin. Perkins on the block, double teamed outside the Hawk over to Brick. He'll take the 3, floated, missed it badly, caught some weak side rim, rebound to Polonese is 5th. 35-32, Sacramento. Polonese. Oxley Smith screens for Marciulionis, pick and roll. Smith got beneath the rim, out to Richmond. He nails a 3. Mitch Richmond hits his 3rd 3 of the ball game, and again with McMillan right in his face.
And then that was, again, a nice job of interior passing and a pick and roll between Marciulionis and Smith, which drew the defense in, left Mitch Richmond wide open.
Sacramento up 6. McMillan curls off a pick, bobbled the ball, but got it back, straightened himself, composure, took over, and he nails the jumper from 15 feet, 8 at 7. 38-34 count. Sonics trailing by 4. Lionel Simmons with the ball. Outside of Richmond. Ball fakes right, cuts left, set up by McMillan. Hands to Simmons, scooting through, leaves in, 15-footer, got it. Simmons hits the open J.
Simmons is a real good shooter, 15 feet it in, 18 feet it in. He's not that good. You got to get somebody near him.
40-34. Seattle down 6. Vinny inside, outside of McMillan. Pump fakes it back to Vinny, feeds to Perkins. He'll try to float it to Askew. Tipped away by Simmons. He comes up with the ball, and here come the Kings. Marciulionis pull up 15-footer. No. Rebound taken by McMillan. Lead pass to the Hawk. 1 man to beat. 1-on-1 and Simmons into the lane. Challenges to the glass, but is fouled. The shot goes wide of the mark, and he will get 2.
Well, nice aggressive play by the Hawk inside. And that's what the Sonics have to do. Keep playing aggressively. Don't even look at the scoreboard. Don't worry about the 6-point deficit. And Sacramento continues to shoot the ball lights out like they've been doing. It's going to be a long night anyway. But here's Hersey going to change his direction, change his speed. Talk to his college coach Dick Versaces here with TNT. He told me Hersey was a center in high school. He was a Duncan high jumping center out of Chicago.
Detlef Schrempf will check in now for the Supersonics. Out will come Vinny Askew. Hawkins misses the free throw. Sonics are 6 of 11 from the line. Marcus mentioned the torrid shooting of the Kings. Sacramento from the field is at 15 of 24. That's just shy of 63%. Polonese 4 of 5. Richmond has not missed a shot. He's 4 for 4 and has 13 points. Hawkins to the line, hits the 2nd free throw.
And the Kings started off knocking down everything in the paint, but now all of a sudden they heat it up from the outside, so you got to check up defensively.
Richmond has hit 3 threes. Marciulionis has hit a 3 and a 15-footer, and here he is popping outside again with a rock. He'll get the screen from Smith. Pump fake, drives by Max, squeezes between defenders. A pass to Simmons, straightens 3 in the air, no. Rebound taken by Nate McMillan. He'll bring it down the floor in a hurry. McMillan with his 4th rebound out to Hawk. Against the grain. Smashed into the lane with the left hand. Doubled outside the Brick. Thought about a 3. Swings it baseline left to Detlef. Detlef checked by Simmons. Backs him down with 11 on the shot clock. Reverse pivot. The up pass. The following jumper rims off. He drew the foul beautifully and will go to the line for 2 shots.
And not a good defensive play by Simmons. Detlef really had nowhere to go. He basically bailed Detlef out of that play.
Timeout called with 6:33 left here in the 2nd period. The score, the Kings 40 and the Sonics 35. Back in a moment on the Sonics Broadcasting Network. Might have not distinguished themselves. 7 of 12. We mentioned at the top of the program about the free throws in the series. Seattle was a 76% free throw shooting team during the year. Detlef misses a free throw. Schrempf is a 77%er.
Yeah, there's a sign. There was a sign in front of us saying ice cold Schrempf. But you need Detlef to try and get his game off on the perimeter a little bit. Sonics haven't really gone to him a lot, caught a lot of plays for him.
He missed his 2nd free throw. He and McMillan collide for the rebound, and it pops loose where Polonese will grab it. Ever the opportunist, that is his 6th rebound of the game. 40-35, Kings lead. The largest lead has been 6 here in the quarter. Simmons over to Marciulionis. Hard slant left side. Stops, swirls in traffic. Off balance, out of control. Slams into McMillan, and a foul called on Nate McMillan. Marciulionis is now playing the way he played about 4 years ago with the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah,
he comes in and just creates contact.
Yeah, those were the years he was averaging up around 16, 17 points a game. Just puts his head down, the raging bull. Then the spin back move. He actually spun back into Nate McMillan, but since both players are moving, the offensive player gets the benefit of the bounce.
Third foul on McMillan. The Kings, in 8 possessions this quarter, have scored 12 points. They've hit 5 of 8 from the field. Seattle's hit 3 of 5. Simmons with a basketball out high. The Marciulionis pump fakes the 3, drives in on Payton, double team, back to Simmons, right angle. Beats Polynese, baseline right down the shot clock, backs down on Perkins, backs down, Sam won't let him get deep. He turns, high hook, and 12, he got it. Polynese with 10, and he just poured him in the 3-game series. He's been outstanding with that fall-away hook, and he's had range on it, Marcus.
He's got the camp on his left shoulder. That's the only shot he shoots with his back to the basket.
Give and go. The Sonics work it beautifully. Payton dumps it to the cutter, diving into the paint. Bukowski for the easy jam. Gary drew the double team. 42-37. The Sonics trail it here by 5. 5.5 minutes to go, second quarter. Simmons slants into the paint, rumbles to the glass, and lays it up and in. Simmons just took it right at Seattle's interior defense. Payton will do the same. Dribbling right at Polynese. Stops, doubles, shovels it outside of Detler. Will handle it left-hand side. Skip it low to Brick. Bukowski goes to work. Working on Smith. Backing him in. And a foul? No. Illegal defense. Whistled on the Kings.
Good job by Hersey Hawkins. He saw Sharunas Marciulionis watching what was going on in the weak side post away from him. He isolated himself above the 3-point stripe, got the illegal decall, and a potential bonus point for the Sonics.
5:11 to play in the second quarter. 44-37 to score. Irvin Johnson is back in now for the Supersonics. He picked up 2 fouls in the first quarter and quickly was brought to the bench. Remember, Kemp is on the bench with 3 fouls. Hawkins hits the technical foul shot, and the Sonics have trimmed it to 6 with 5:11 to go in the second period of play. George Karl very animated in the huddle with his team during the timeout. Here's Payton with it. Sideline left. Comes off the double screen of Johnson and Bukowski. He stops at the top of the key. Hawkins will pop out, get it, fire it, and rim it. Rebound deflected. Irvin after it, and could not quite come up with a handle. As he first flicked it away from Simmons and then couldn't grasp it as it rolled out of bounds.
At least he's going for the offensive rebound, and what happens, he knocks it out of bounds with no chance for a transition bucket by the Kings. That's what pursuing offensive rebounds will do. One of the things it'll do for you.
That's a good point. 6-point King lead outside of Smith. Simmons knocked down on the delivery of the pass. Marciulionis will take it. Right-hand side of the key. Swing it, mid-block, turnaround, jump hook by Simmons off the mark. Rebound rattles free. Loose outside. Grabbed by Garrett. He'll dash down the near side. Hit the trailer Bukowski. He'll hold up. There's 16 on the shot clock. Detler trying to get open. Bukowski trying to feed it there. And Smith kicks the ball. Seattle will get it back with the new 24 up on the shot clock.
They'll have had Sharunas Marciulionis on his back trying to do something down in the low post.
Seattle trailing by 6 in the second period. Payton turns the corner. Gets in deep and lost a handle on the ball. Loose into the lane, and it is recovered by Simmons. Out to Richmond. Slants to the key. Rims the jump shot. Rebound. Irvin Johnson. Big 6-point lead right now.
Richmond's not going to miss many of those open looks from the top of the key like that.
Hawkins ball fake, drives in. Oh, he hits a lovely floating runner from 10 feet right side. The Hawk with 7 points. That is his first field goal of the game. 44-40 to score. Kings lead is at 4 with 3:49 to go second period. The Kings have been red hot. 58%. At one point, they were up to 65% shooting. Simmons tosses to Richmond. Double up pick. Swings it over. Johnson missed the shot. Polynese grabs the rebound, and then is fouled, but he's threw in by Bukowski. Good foul to give.
Great foul by Bukowski. But again, there's Odin Polynese just outworking everybody for the offensive rebounding position. A lot of that comes out of the fact that Sonics like to double a lot. They like to rotate. So nobody's there to put a body on Polynese. He just marches right in, and Bukowski can't fault him. He had a body on Smith, and Polynese is all by his lonesome for the offensive rebound.
Well, the Polynese will come over to the longtime trainer of the Sacramento Kings, Billy Jones. This is Billy's final year in the NBA. 24 years, Billy Jones has administered to the players in the Sacramento and Kansas City organizations. Brian Grant will now check in for the Kings. 3.5 minutes to go, second period play. 44-40, Kings lead. They've got the lead. Smith outside, ball fakes. Did he walk? No. Foul out on the floor. Whistled on Irvin Johnson. Foul on Irvin is his third.
And that's where the players are confused. I mean, you're getting so much pushing and rooting out and physical contact underneath it. Then the little touch foul out top. Gary Payton got 3 of those called the other day in game 2.
Perkins now will step back in. That was a short lived 2.5 minutes for Irvin Johnson, who came in at about the 5:45 mark here of the second period. 44-40 to score. Richmond brings it in bounds. Lobs rim high to Grant. He missed the jam. Goes off the brace and nearly came down through the cylinder. It does rim off, and it's recovered by the Hawk. Outside it comes. Crossover dribble. Jump stop. Nice fall away. Double pump. Rims it short. Rebound. Sam right back up and in. The Sonics finally get a second chance basket.
Yeah, nice job by the Hawks of staying aggressive offensively. Got Grant off his feet. It opened up things for Sam Perkins inside.
44-42. Seattle has come from 7 back to fall within a bucket. 3:09 to go, second quarter. Marciulionis trapped, double team. Brakowski's Payton rotates it to Smith. Over to Simmons. Drives right side of the lane. Reaching in is Detlef for the foul. It is the first foul on Detlef Schrempf, and it will send Simmons to the line for 2. George Karl wants a timeout with 3 minutes remaining in the second quarter. 44-42 is our score. The Kings on top by 2. We'll keep it right here in Sacramento. The Sonics lost Sean Kemp with his 3rd foul early in the second period of play.
And not the kind of 3rd foul that you want the Wayne man to pick up, as there was really no need for it. An offensive foul just...
Big run here. Explosion from the Kings, and they'll have to do it without their superstar, Sean Kemp. George has done a nice job coaching here in the first half, primarily without the services of a guy who gets you close to 20 points and 11 rebounds a game. Kemp with 3 fouls, saddled himself on the bench early in the second period of play. 2 points, 3 boards, and 8 minutes in the first half. Here comes Simmons to the line. He hits the first. And the second on the way, running off. Perkins with a rebound.
The flip side is that the Kings have played a great basketball game so far. They've done everything Gary St. James could have expected them to do here in the first half.
They've gotten Richmond hot. 13 points for Mitch and 4 of 6. Now drop step spins to the baseline on Simmons. The whistle, and then Simmons hauls Schrempf down. That's Grant, actually, that grabs him and hauls him down. Detlef holding the back of the neck.
A flagrant foul.
That should be a flagrant foul. There was a whistle, and the man brought him down from behind. And our officials will have a conference.
Here is the Mahoney test of the officials to see if they'll make this call. Detlef going to spin baseline. Now, the foul was called about right there.
Actually, it was Simmons.
Simmons just collared him around the neck, clothesline, tackle, they call it in football. Detlef spins to the baseline, and first the whistle, and then, now that's
a flagrant.
It's a serious flagrant foul. Yeah, that's a good call. All you have to do is look at the replay to know that that's a good call. The fans here behind us don't have the benefit of the replay, so they're complaining, but that's ridiculous. I mean, it's one thing to try to pull a guy down like Colony did to Sean Kemp the last ball game, but when you clothesline a guy around the neck, you're talking about messing with somebody's livelihood.
Simmons picks up his 3rd foul, and Hawkins goes to the line, and he hits the first technical foul shot. Well, it'll just be the one, and now the Sonics will get possession of the basketball.
Detlef looking for the free throws, but that's the right call. The call was on the floor, which made that clothesline even more obvious because the whistle is blown so early.
45-43 score. The Sonics looking to tie here with 2:45 to go, second quarter. Payton with the basketball. Hands to Brook. Gary will get fresh dribbles from Brakowski. Takes the left side. Comes off the Schrempf. Drives to the baseline. Dribbled off the foot and out of bounds.
Yeah, don't discount the pressure of Mitch Richmond playing defense against Gary Payton. He's one of the strongest defenders there is at 6'5", 220. And he's putting a lot of pressure on Gary handling the basketball on the outside.
Sonics 5th turnover. Sacramento's 4 turnovers. And a well-played game here in the first quarter. First half of play. 2:26 left, second quarter. Colony sideline left. Backs down to Brakowski to the baseline. Off the ball, a whistle. And illegal defense is whistled on the Supersonics. The Kings will get free throw and possession.
Yeah, I think that's going to be on Gary Payton, I believe. I thought he was standing like flat-footed on the free throw line with this man isolated up top. Got to be above the free throw line.
So here comes the Rock to the line. 13 points for Richmond, 10 of which were garnered in the first quarter of play. The Kings outscored Seattle 28-26, and he missed the free throw. Kings will get possession now, leading by 2, 45-43, with 2:20 to go, second quarter. Payton is in, along with Bukowski, Perkins, Hawkins, and Schrempf. The Kings will play Richmond, Grant, Marciulionis, Polonese, and on the inbounds is Simmons. He'll fling it into Grant. Grant out beyond the three-point arc, waiting for Marciulionis to come to the ball. He will get it. Skips it off to Simmons, sideline right. Simmons, double team, spots a man, diving into the lane is Grant. Powers into Bukowski and lays it up and in. Brian Grant.
But again, nice job of passing, hitting the cutter, going to the basket, and Grant with the big body just clears out Frank Bukowski for the layup.
Sacramento lead 5-4. We're just under 2 minutes remaining in the first half. Payton outside from Perkins on the screen, drives into the lane, double pump fake outside to the Hawk. He ball fakes, double team, in low to Sam, backs down with 4 on the shot clock, out to Hawk with 3, the 2, he gave it away. Simmons is tripped up in midcourt by Payton, and a foul is called. It's Richmond actually, it's down on the floor, tripped up by Gary Payton, and Richmond took quite a spill. He's kind of flexing that left hand, and he appears to be all right.
That's the second foul on Gary Payton as Sarunas Marciulionis shows the quick hands. Doesn't have great foot speed, but boy does he have quick, strong hands, and just takes it away from Hersey Hawkins, and then Gary trips up Mitch Richmond. Shot clock was winding down, about 2 seconds left on the clock, so Hersey had to do something. Sarunas was aware of that once the ball was exposed. Sarunas said, "It's mine."
Kings lead it by 4 with 1:42 to go in the second quarter of play, and here comes Richmond to the line. The Kings have hit 7 of 11 from the free throw line tonight. Richmond's free throw rolls off.
Mitch usually a reliable free throw shooter, but Gary Payton really hasn't had good looks at the bucket here in the second quarter at all. He has 6 field goal attempts so far in the game, and I would admit that against 4 or 5 of those came in the first quarter, so he needs to look to try and get himself off a little bit.
He had all 9 of his points in the first period. Richmond's free throw is up and in. He splits a pair. The Sonics, after rallying from 7 back, pulling within 2, find themselves down 5 now with 1.5 to go second period. Down with the ball. Faces up on Brian Grant. Ball fakes left, cuts right into the lane. Kick out pass. Bukowski, a baseline floater, got it. From 15 feet, Frank Bukowski, and a nice find from Detlef.
That's penetrating with purpose. It's one thing the Sonics weren't doing in game 2. They were just kind of penetrating with no purpose. That time Detlef threw the defense, found Bukowski wide open.
48-45, Kings lead. Edney slants the pass outside to Simmons. He directs traffic. Wants Grant on the block. Trying to feed to Grant. Then he backs down. The pass came to the baseline. Detlef had a fingertip on him, and it rolls out of bounds. Last touch by Harris Shrimp. The Kings will take him with 7 on the shot clock.
You know, there's a reason why the Kings won 39 games and have the worst record of playoff teams, because they're not a great basketball team. They're a decent basketball team, but you just keep your defensive pressure up.
Super Simmons will bring it inbounds now for Sacramento. Simmons floats it to Grant in the paint, makes a catch, backs off, following jumper, air ball, grabbed by Shrimp, pushed out of bounds by Polonese, and the whistle, come on! A minute left in the second period, and a walk is called on Detlef Shrimp, and Sacramento will get it back, leading 48-45.
Now, there was contact, but I think Danny Crawford felt that Detlef could have controlled himself.
Don't think so.
But
I disagree there.
He came down on one leg. Polonese gave him the shove. He was totally off balance on the play. I mean, that was a bad no call or a bad call of a traveling violation by Danny Crawford.
Kings will bring it in bounds, and here's Edney skipping with a dribble. Outside to Simmons. Check by Askew over to Edney. Floats it low with it. Polonese doubled. Outside to Simmons. Low catch over to Richmond for the 3. Rimming. Rebound taken by Gary Payton on the fly. He's got a 3-on-2. Presses it up the middle. Long strides reaching in. Richmond bump. Both players go down. Bang, bang. Call a foul on Richmond. Second foul on Mitch Richmond.
And Gary Payton had made up his mind in between the half court and the free throw line what he was going to do. He was taking Mitch to the basket. Gary, one of the strongest right-handed drivers in the league. Mitch is aware of that, tries to get in his path, and does not have his shoulders squared.
Here comes Payton to the free throw line for 2. Now, the Sonics at the line have hit a 9 of 16. They have got to hit some free throws. Payton flips it up and rolls off. Gary is 74% free throw shooter during the course of the year. But his track record in the playoffs has been abysmal from the line, just under 60% coming into this year's play. He hit him in game 1.
Yeah, you're right. And as I mentioned, I mean, the Sonics just did so well this season from the free throw line in big games when they needed to. There's not a bigger situation in this one tonight.
Payton hits the free throw. He splits a pair, and it's his first point of the second quarter. 48-46, the Sonics keeping the Kings in sight. 35 seconds to go, second quarter. Simmons hands off to Edney. Across midcourt he comes. Tyus Edney, jitterbug dribble out beyond the three-point arc. Hawkins keeps Edney in front of him. Edney skips into the paint, double pump. Hawkins from behind deflected the ball ever so lightly, but Edney was able to flick it in on a runner. Beautiful play by little Tyus.
It was, but Tyus is a guy you got to back off, give him about a 5-foot cushion, and do not allow him to penetrate down the gut of the defense.
50-46. Sonics trailing. They'll have the last possession with 11 seconds. With 9, Bukowski will screen. Gary crosses over. Out to Dent. Fakes the shot. Takes the 15-footer. Got it. Detlef Schrempf knocks it down. Kings will bring it in with 3 seconds remaining. Edney at midcourt. Spins. Edney into the lane to Richmond. At the buzzer, the three. Rims off the mark. And at halftime, the Kings lead it 50-48. A well-played game in the first half. George Karl's got to feel pretty happy right now, down 2, when his superstar Sean Kemp, saddled with foul trouble, played just 8 minutes and contributed 2 points and 3 rebounds. We'll be back with the halftime recap in just a moment on the Sonic Broadcasting Network. Play. Free throws. 10 of 18 for the Sonics. A 76% free throw shooting team. 10 of 18, while the Kings were 8 of 13. 3-point shooting. Sacramento 4 of 8, and the Kings were 4 of 9. Turnovers. The Sonics had 7 for 7 Sacramento points, and Sacramento.
But you got to impose your will upon your opponent.
And Sean Kemp, how many times have you said on the broadcast, has got to let the game come to him? He's got to just settle down and let it unfold for him. Kings set up, backdoor lob to Grant, fronted by Hawkins, and a foul called. Hersey pushing Grant out of bounds. So the foul on the Hawk is his second. He had a foul or 2 to give there, and wisely got up in front of Grant to thwart the lob pass rim high.
Yeah, just face guarded him all the way. He knew the play was coming. It was a switch between he and Sean Kemp. And gave Grant a little push after he came down with the basketball.
Kings bringing it down. Billy Owens will handle. Outside covered by Detlef Schrempf. But don't look for Detlef to cover him, as he brings it up 94 feet. The lob low to Grant. He turns off balance jumper over Kemp, and Johnson won't go. Irvin secures the rebound and hands to Gary Payton.
And Gary St. Jean is going right at Sean Kemp right off the bat. He wants to put that fourth one on Sean and get him back out of the ball game.
Payton handles it out high. Hawkins waiting for Detlef's screen. Circles off the pick. Detlef pops out to get the rock, covered by Owens. 9 on the shot clock. Detlef ball above the head. Skips it to Kemp. Doubled outside to Gary. 5 on the shot clock. 3 airborne. Rimming. Rebound Irvin. Taps it up. No. Irvin taps it again. Kemp keeps it alive. Irvin keeps it alive. Ball post free. Kemp keeps it alive. Irvin lays it up. No. Irvin got it right back up and in. Irvin Johnson on the 6th Sonic attempt. That's our Sonics Horizon Air instant replay.
It might be the defining moment in this series. Also, that hustle inside between Kemp and Irvin Johnson.
50-50 count just underway. Here's Richmond into the lane, double teamed over to Polonese, baseline left. Outside it goes to Grant, covered by Kemp. Scramble handoff to Owens, off the screen, bumped by Sean, no autopsy, no foul, missed the shot. Grant airborne shoved inside, and a foul on Detlef Schrempf. Loose ball foul on the Sonics. Detlef Schrempf, that is his second foul, but I like the energy early, the power, and the inside muscle and the contact made by the Sonics.
And this is the finishing part of the play. There were about 3 or 4 change of possession rebounds between Kemp and Irvin Johnson.
Sonics set up defensively. They double Richmond on the baseline. Outside to Edney, over to Grant. Open, jump pass to Polonese. Baseline floater, in and out. Rebound taken by Grant with one hand. Turns, fires. Banker short. Kemp clears the rebound. Sean steady, swings it outside to Payton. We're tied at 50-50. Payton right side. Out on top to Irvin, looking low for Kemp on the block.
Get out of there.
Grant are going at it, and Grant fouls Kemp coming over the top.
Sean very close to a 3-second violation. He came down, immediately spun in the lane, posted up for a good 2 or 3 count, and then stayed in the lane. Fortunately, he was bailed out with the foul against Grant.
Sonics bringing in bounds. Kemp will hand off to Payton. Payton comes left side. Kemp down on the block. Double team. Dribbles outside. Fires cross court to Schrempf. Up fake. Steps. Right now goes left into the lane. Follow away Shea. Rimming. Rebound Polonese. Outlet pass comes to Edney. Up the floor, into the lane, Hibbity hop dribble. He lays it up and in. What a play by Edney as he got to the glass with Hawkins all over it. Payton comes the other way. Hesitation dribble. Lindsay, follow away baseliner. Or I should say Jumper in the lane. It rims right. Rebound Richmond to Edney. Back to Richmond. He'll challenge Kemp to the glass. Foul on Kemp. That will be the fourth on Sean Kemp.
Okay, that was Irvin Johnson's fault, though. Man, he's got to be aware that Sean Kemp is in foul trouble. There were the two back covering the basket. Irvin should have went over immediately and stopped the penetration. He put Sean in a position where he had to go over to stop the penetration, but Sean should have backed off and not committed the foul. You're better off conceding the bucket as opposed to Sean Kemp picking up his fourth foul.
52-50 count, 9:40 to go, third quarter, and the Kings leading by a deuce. Richmond to the line. The free throw up and in.
Well, the Sonics got themselves in trouble when Gary Payton came down and took a quick shot without any rebounding balance. It's okay to take that quick look when you've got somebody to at least contest for the offensive rebound. But Gary took the shot, no rebound, got the Kings out and running. And Mitch Richmond was able to take the ball to the rack and draw the foul on Sean Kemp.
Perkins steps in to the ring. Richmond to the line. The free throw off and in. Richmond gets them both, and the Kings lead it 54-50 with 9.5 minutes to go, third quarter. Payton give and go from Detlef down to the baseline. Outside finds Sam open, flings a three, in and out. Hawkins after the rebound, deflected away by Edney and controlled by Billy Owens. Tyus Edney. Huffin and Puffin taking Hawkins in deep, double outside Owens, trailing for the three, and he got it. Billy Owens hits a three-pointer. And Tyus Edney right now is the man of the moment. He's the guy that has pushed the action and has been the aggressor. And the Kings take a 6-point, 56-50 lead with 9:15 to go. Third quarter play.
He's so quick in transition, makes the defense suck in just enough. And Billy Owens knocked down a couple of big shots against the Sonics in game 2. Too early to call it a big shot, but it was nice if you're a King fan.
And it's called a two-pointer, and the Kings lead it by 6. Back in a moment on the Sonics Broadcasting Network.
McMillan, I got to have them in the game. We'll see how the unit on the floor does for the next couple of minutes. But believe me, he'll have Nate and Vinny up so quick that this thing starts to get out of hand.
56-50 Kings, 9:08 to go, third quarter. Payton with it. Skips it outside to the Hawk. Races to the baseline. Turned away by Edney. Hawkins slants in. Running hook on the way. Rimming right. Rebound to Polonese. Here comes Tyus Edney. He's been brilliant over the last minute and a half. And so is Polonese. He has 10 boards. Edney off the screen from Richmond. Sets up outside under the guard of Payton. 12 on the shot clock for Tyus. Looking for Mitch. Fronted by Hawkins. Edney steps by Payton. Lobs it to the rock. In the corner. He's doubled. 5 of the shot clock to Owens. Rotate to Edney. He has to take the shot with Irvin on him. The ball came up short. And a 24-second shot clock violation gives it back to the Sonics. Kings by 6.
Yeah, that's how you play Tyus Edney. Irvin gave him a nice little cushion, knowing that his arms were long enough to bother the shot.
8.5 minutes to go, third quarter. Hawks sideline left. Looks in low. Detlef trying to curl off a Payton pick, and a foul called as Billy Owens hung him up there on the screen.
Well, that's how you got to play against Owens. So Gary said a nice hard screen on Owens. Owens is holding his hip right now because Gary really laid some lumber on it.
Sonic bringing him down. They leave Sam alone, and there he is. Boom, a big one from about 20 feet out. Knocks it down. Big Smooth with 6 points, his third bucket. And Gary St. Jean was screaming at his crew to pick Perkins up. He was wide open on the inbound.
And the Sonics really need Big Smooth, long distance ball to show up in tonight's game.
56-52 count. Edney double team. Rotate to Polonese between the rings of it. Owens slants into the key. Stopped up with that left-hand hook that was going in game 1. He missed it. Rebound deflected by Detlef. Grabbed by Sam, but he falls to the floor. Hawkins stays in backcourt to get it. Release pass up to Gary. Makes a great catch. Came down. A collision with Richmond forces the ball free in front of the Kings bench. And a foul is called on Mitch Richmond. That is the third on Mitch Richmond with 7:49 to go in the third.
Gary had the Hawk up ahead of him. He was trying to throw the pass before he landed.
Payton feeds low to Detlef. Takes the hand off to Gary. Cautiously backs in on Billy Owens to the paint. Turns up with a hook. Got it. Detlef Shrimp hits the fall-away hook. And the Sonics seem to be having a little life now coursing through their veins. With 7.5 minutes, they pulled it within 2. We're in the third period.
Yeah, nice job by Detlef going to his pet move, the jump hook in the paint.
Here's Edney now with the ball. Hands off to Billy Owens. Owens at the top of the key, fades a pass inside to Polonese, follow-away baseliner, got it. Olden Polonese just catches, turns, and shoots and scores.
Yeah, Olden Polonese really just doing a great job, almost out of character for him offensively to show the repertoire that he showed in this series.
Payton beat it on the post there, fed it on the post there to Perkins, and a shove by Smith. The foul on Smith is his second. 7:08 to go, third quarter, 58-54. The Kings lead. Here's Payton outside up the Perkins screen. Sam rolls, gets it in deep. Turns, flips it up over Grant. Came up short. He was sent off balance and fouled by Brian Grant.
That's the big smooth move. Catch it down in the box, turn middle, find the arms of the defender. If they're parallel to the ground, you can get yourself a nice foul attempt and a couple of free throws.
Sam Perkins scored 17 with 6 boards in game 1. He hits the free throw. 7 points for Big Smooth. At halftime, Marcus, you were a little concerned about those Sonic free throws. It was a little uncharacteristic of them.
Yeah, I mean, they're way down in the 50s, and this is a team that when they're shooting well, they can shoot up near the 80s.
Sam missed the second free throw. Grant with a recovery.
And it also goes to focus and concentration in my mind, too, just how well prepared you are to play the game.
Edney tried to slip a double team. Can't. Gary catches up with him, recovers in time. Edney gets rid of it to the rock. Back to Edney. Crossover dribble into the lane. Through the defense. Feeds to Grant. Powers to the hole. Missed the shot. Rebound volleyed. Out of bounds. Last touch by Grant. He and Perkins were right there in a tip match. 58-55. Kings by 3. 6:40 to go in the third.
Sonics have a 25-23 rebounding edge, so they're really competing on the backboards here early in the second half.
Payton sideline left, rolls off the Perkins pick, stops outside of Dellis, gets a Johnson screen, drives Polonese right of the lane, a running right-hander, blocked, came to Grant. Grant hands to Edney. Scanning left and right up the center of the floor. Out on the wing, stopping is Owens. Pump fakes, looks, feeds outside, taking it from 15 is Grant. Rim it, rebound, Detlef Schrempf. Guns the outlet pass to the Hawk. He'll take it up to the three-point arc. Dribble into the paint, hand off to Gary, lost it. Gary got it back. Double team, wriggles between defenders, goes to the glass, extends the right arm, and finger rolls it home. The Kings were napping.
Making something out of nothing, but again, the Sonics doing a great job pursuing the basketball off the glass, off the backboard.
58-57, the Kings lead is 1. 5:50 to go in the third. Edney with it. On the point, waiting for Owens to curl. Now he'll pick down. They bring Richmond off the screen from Grant. He'll get it, catch and shoot. Rimmed, rebound, Polonese. Deflects it to the sideline. Polonese. Backs doubled outside to Owens. Polonese adjusts, gets the ball from Billy. Turns up, fakes back to Owens for the three. Rims off, right side, tapped by Perkins, away from Richmond. Loose ball foul called. It is on Brian Grant. That is the fourth on the second-year player from Xavier of Ohio.
Sam Perkins will get 2 free throws for his effort, but now we're seeing effort by the Sonics on the backboard, chasing down loose balls, as Gary Payton seems to be stuck right here. I think Mitch forgot that he had a live dribble. Gary just blows by him, gets to the glass, and up and over Polonese.
Sam Perkins is a 79% free throw shooter, and he steps to the line where he split a pair a moment ago. He has tied the game at 58-58. Perkins with 8 points in the contest. Marcus, the last time the Sonics led was with 2 minutes left in the first quarter. And they get their first lead of the second half on a Sam Perkins free throw. He gets both, and it's 59-58 Sonics.
Yeah, it's what we used to call walking them down. When a team gets a lead on you, you just keep playing your game and knowing that they cannot keep playing that well. They're going to come back to you at some point.
Polonese trapped at half court, and Johnson did an exquisite job to contain it. Owens comes over to help. He'll get the handle. 7 on the shot clock. Billy double. Out to Edney. Doesn't have much range out there. He'll fire and got it. Oh, man. What was on the shot clock? I think just 2.
Yeah,
and he hit the jumper.
And Gary's got to be, he was aware of that, so he's got to really do a better job contesting that jump shot by Edney. Just don't have your hands down.
60-59. Kings by 1. 4:50 to go, third quarter. Payton lobs it in low to the Hawk. Trying to hook pass over Grant. Tapped away. Hawk deflected low to Irvin. His reverse hook snuffed by Polonese. Edney, man on the spot, grabs the rock. Heads the other way into the lane to the glass. Nice pass. Owens, up he comes. Jump hook up and in off the window. Tyus Edney made a real smooth interior pass, and the Kings take the lead back at 62-59.
Well, Sonic the second had 3 defenders trying to check Tyus near the half court. Once he broke through those 3, he had numbers going to the basket.
Payton takes Richmond right of the lane. Kick out to the Hawk for the 3. Rims. Tapped up by Sam. Not there. Grant with a rebound. Kings by 3. 4:11 to go, third quarter. Edney with it from the rock into the lane. Out to Polonese. Oh, he hits a 15-footer. Polonese with 14. He has been unconscious. 7 of 9 in 26 minutes. The former Sonic with 14 points and 11 rebounds. It's just too bad he didn't play this way when he was in Seattle. 4 minutes remaining in the third, and the Kings have a 5-point lead. Back in a moment on the Sonics Broadcasting Network. The Sonics will bring it up.
Yeah, this is an important stretch here. The Sonics have to stay in contact. The Kings are playing with a lot of confidence. Ty Zetny in particular.
After the Sonics took the lead, it's 59-58. It's been the Kings since then, 64-59. Payton up fakes Richmond, feeds over to Hawkins. Covered by Polonese. Hawkins feeds to Shrimp. Oh, he underthrew it, and Edney slaps it away. That was the mismatch they wanted. Edney defending Shrimp on the post. But the Hawk didn't have enough snap on the pass. Edney will take it out. The Owens screen. Backs off under the guard of McMillan. Guns it into the lane. Out to Polonese on the angle. He missed the jumper. Rebound deflected by Grant outside to Edney. Edney in low. Polonese reloads. Lays it up and in. 16 for Polonese. And it's a 66-59. Kings lead of 7 with 3:18 to go in the third. McMillan feeds it low to Perkins. Backs in. Muscles his way to the glass. Lays it up short. Shrimp after the rebound. Couldn't one-hand it. Owens comes up with it. Edney lead pass to Grant. Backs in on Payton. Makes the handle. Double teamed out to Edney. Tosses across to Owens. To Richmond for the three. He got it.
He's rested.
Richmond with 20. You better call a timeout. And George will. It's a 10-point Sacramento King lead. And the Kings have reeled off 11 unanswered points to take a 10-point lead on the Sonics. 2:53 left in the third.
And Ty Zetny has had a hand in each and every one of those 11 points, either knocking down a jumper himself or swinging the ball on who kicks it over to Richmond for the shot. Edney doesn't get the assist, but he's made the pass that led to the assist. And Ty's pressure-packed playoff basketball.
Sonics' last field goal was at the 5:27 mark of the third quarter. They've seen the Kings go on an 11-0 run in the last 2:11 to take a 10-point lead, their largest lead of the game. Detlef on the block, backs down, double, outside to Gary, back to Detlef, turns right into another team. Ball knocked free and picked up off the floor by McMillan. He takes a three with one of the shot clock. Catches rim, free ball. Owens has it, tapped away by Detlef. Ball snapped to the sidelines. Owens recovers. Here come the Kings. Crowd delirious at Arco. 2:18 left in the third. The Sonics have got to chip away at the lead here. Owens handles cautiously to Richmond. Lob low to Grant. Double. Outside Owens. Ball knocked away by Gary, but loose to midcourt. After it is Owens. He squeezed Gary away from the ball wisely. And it will roll out of bounds, but the Kings will have only 3 seconds on the clock, Marcus.
Yeah, and they got the ball near midcourt. You don't want Polonese to catch it inside. I mean, you want one of their jump shooters shooting under extreme defensive duress and no defensive breakdowns inside.
Sonics bringing it back. Polonese will take it. Fall-away jumper. Missed everything. Juggled by Owens out of bounds, and the Sonics now will take it. With 2:03 left in the third, down 10, the Supersonics have Kemp and Askew in the lineup with McMillan, Payton, and Perkins. This will be the club in the final 2 minutes and hopefully can chip away at the 10-point Sacramento lead. Payton begins things off an Askew screen to the baseline. Askew then will drop down. Gary rolls off the pick to Sam for the three. Tosses and scores! Perkins hits the three.
Yeah, George putting Sean Kemp back in the game with 4 fouls. He really has to at this point because, you know, saving for what? The way the Kings are playing.
That's right. That is absolutely right. 7-point lead right now for Sacramento. 1:33 left, third quarter. Edney outside of Polonese. Holden to Edney. Sideline left. He's been hot in his third quarter. Crossover dribble between defenders to the glass. Lays it up off the rim. Polonese the follow. Taps it. Grant is there to jam it. Grant with a follow jam.
Ty Zetny, nice job of putting the ball up on the glass. Sean Kemp went for the block. Nobody blocked out the rebounders on the weak side. Ryan Grant.
9-point Sacramento lead. 1:07 left in the third. Payton locks low to the Kemp. He'll grab it above the air, above the head. Keep it there. Pivot and lay it up and in. Nice feed from Payton and a good recovery by Kemp. The Sonics are within 7. 71-64 with a minute left in the third. Timeout is called on the floor. The Sacramento Kings right now getting the full attention of the Sonics. Sacramento led at half 50-48. Seattle Credit have done a nice job on the glass. They have finally been caught by the Kings and surpassed 31-27 as a rebounding total. Kings lead by 7. We have 50 seconds left in the third. Sacramento ball. Richmond out beyond the three-point ring is covered by Askew. Tosses to Billy Owens. So step between defenders and cough up the basketball. It's grabbed by Sean Kemp. Dave McMillan will bring it up. Seattle down 7. McMillan checked by Owens with 33 seconds left in the third. McMillan angles to the sideline. Perkins steps out, gets the ball, fires a three. Rimmy off to the sideline and into the corner where Owens will let it go out of bounds. Sacramento will take it with 24 seconds left in the third, leading by 7.
Not a bad play, though, Sean Kemp. After Sam Perkins sets the pick with Gary Payton, he comes and picks off big smooth guy over the foul. Needs to set Sam up for the wide open look. Sam just missed the shot. That's a good play.
Here comes Billy Owens up the center of the floor. The Sonics throw a double at him. Owens skips it across to Eddie. He got it deep. Nobody around it. And he hits a 15-footer. You've got to put pressure on the man.
These guys are a totally different shooter at 15 feet than they are at 18. Ty Eddie's one of them.
9-point lead for Sacramento. 5 seconds. Finney glides in up to the left hand. Couldn't finish. Found the foul. Not there. Owens grabs the rebound, and that will end the third quarter of play. The Sonics are down 9 in a hostile building in Game 3 of the first round of the playoffs. How will they respond? 73-64. The Kings lead the Sonics after 3 on the Sonics Broadcasting Network.
Had a wide open 15-foot jump shot.
The rookie from UCLA had a star quality third quarter with 6 points and 4 assists to go. Overall, for a nice game of 12, 5 assists and 4 rebounds. Kemp has the ball on the block. Backs down on Grant. Turns. Wheels it outside of McMillan. Back to Sean. Turns with 2 on the shot clock. Following Jefferson. Rebound Billy Owens. Here come the Kings with Edney pushing. 9-point Sacramento lead. 73-64 as we begin this fourth period of play.
Well, not a bad shot by Sean Kemp. Shot clock was down to 3, so he had to take that quick look in the post.
Richmond with the ball, double team, pursued. Robs low to Colonies, turns, jump hook of 12, no. Kemp after the rebound, slapped away, and recovered by Gary. Takes it on the sprint down the far sideline. Edney on. Gary forced a handoff to McMillan. Will. Nate, ball above the head to Vinny, 16 on the shot clock. Askew backs and bumps on Owens. Outside to Gary, take the shot, he will, a 3, rolls off. Rebound of Billy Owens. Now it comes to tiny Tyus Edney. Edney, 5'10", won the award last year for the most valuable player under 6 feet in stature. Tried to dribble in on Nate, he pokes it away, it's loose, Gary's got it, 2-on-1 with Vinny. To Askew, into the lane, to the glass, he's fouled, and he will go up to the stripe for 2 very important shots here with Seattle trailing by 9 and 10.5 minutes to go in the game.
George going to bring out Sam Perkins as Nate does a good job stripping the ball away from Tyus Edney and then poking it away from Mitch Richmond to set up Gary. Gary feeds Vinny, who draws the foul. But Sam Perkins is pretty tired right now. He's expending a lot of energy, going to get a couple minutes on the bench, but you need Sam's long ball back in the game.
Askew hits the free throw. Vinny with 5 for the game, and the Sonics have hit on 14 of 23, 60.9%. Michael Smith, the animal, second-year player from Providence, back in the lineup to go with Billy Owens. Colonies on the front line. Edney and Richmond remain the guards. Here's Vinny at the line.
Well, you got to get it done with defense right now and then convert on your shots at the other end, but they've got to find an answer for Tyus Edney. Doing a great job penetrating, finding the open player.
Seattle is down 7 as Askew hits both free throws. Edney across midcourt, double team to Owens, to Richmond for the 3. Rimmy, rebound, taken down by Vinny. Askew emphatically sends Smith away with a chop to the lips. Here comes Payton across midcourt. Vinny over to Nate, inside the 10. The Rayman goes to work, drop step, spin, scissors the leg, lays it up under duress. Couldn't post it home, but he drew the foul over the top. Came Michael Smith, and Kemp will get 2 shots now. The Sonics trailing by 7.
And this is the unit I want in the trenches with me when things get rough. You got Kemp, Burkowski's hit a little scissor move, but he's got to concentrate and knock down some free throws down the stretch. One thing the Sonics have not done in this ball game is shoot free throws well.
Kemp 0 for 3 at the line. 7-point Sacramento lead. Everything counts. Kemp's free throw, got it. Perfect rotation. He has 5. And the Sonics trying to whittle away. Down by 6. 10-11 to go, fourth quarter.
defense and rebounding, particularly Michael Smith. You have to locate him, put a body on him.
Polonese swings it over to Owens, top side to Andy. Now to Owens, left of the key and a whistle. Well, we have a legal defense played, I believe. No, it's a foul inside on Vinny Askew.
Yeah, Vinny playing Richmond extremely physical, trying to get him off that box. Doing a good job. Vinny's got such a strong lower body.
10 minutes left in the game. Richmond will bring it in. Smith will take it, push it outside to Polonese. The two big men stacked out on top. They lead. Richmond on the post against the ball and hits an incredible turnaround jump shot before he is spilled to the floor by Vincent Askew.
That's good D. I mean, that's what Vinny was right there in his face, made it a tough shot, but that's the dream team of Richmond.
Richmond with 22, Kemp angles baseline, trying to go up in the crowd and pack it, but it's denied. Rim high by Owens and Polonese. Deflected outside, and Edney's got it. Spins away from the Lindsey McMillan. Feeds to Smith, glides in, high hook on the way, short over Kemp, rebound Rakowski. Outlet pass to Vinny. Races to midcourt. Wheels it out on the far side. Hit trick trail and takes the three. Frankie Will flat top releases and scores the three. Rakowski hits a three. It's a 75-70 game. Sacramento by 5 with 9:16 left in the game. Sonics right now are playing angry. That's good news. Back in a moment on the Sonics Broadcasting Network. Of 13, Seattle stacks everybody up in a front court, trying to deny the inbounds. Richmond has to hop out to get it. He'll bring it across, covered by Vinny Askew.
Well, Nate is shadowing Tyus Edney. They don't want Edney to touch the basketball. He's been so effective in his playmaking role.
75-70 to score. Sacramento leading. 9:02 to go. Edney will get it. Slants in, double, feeds to Smith, dives into the lane. Tied up by Rakowski and fouled. And Vinny Askew very, very adroitly is indicating to the officials that should be a shooting foul. I mean, Vinny has done his homework. He knows that the animal is a horrible free throw shooter at 38%.
Vinny's like, yeah, he was in the act of shooting. But the Animale, the left-hander, he'll throw it off the backboard. It will go in sometimes. It's an adventure. Vinny giving him a little bit of a grief. Also,
Smith smiles as Vinny chatters to him amiably. Smith has hit some free throws in the series, and he buries that one.
Kind of takes a look at Askew. Like, hey, even a broken clock is right twice a day. I shoot enough, a couple are bound to go in.
76-70. Kings lead with 8:59 remaining in the ball game. Second by Smith. Got it. No. Off the back rim. Owens tracks down the rebound in the corner. He's double teamed. Ball pop free. Tip picks it up. Owens goes down. Payton goes down. Tip grabs the leather. Sends it to Nate. Now to Gary across midcourt to Askew. To McMillan. To Askew. Wide open three. Study. Pop. Rimming short. Rebound Edney. That's too bad. Vinny jab stepped inside the three-point arc. Recoiled. He had enough time to straighten himself, but he really didn't. He kind of shot that one leaning toward the rim, didn't he, Mark?
He had way too much time. That's what happens when you have just too much time to think about a shot. He just shot it in his rhythm. It would have been a different shot for him.
Kings are late on the shot clock. Edney dribbling into the paint with the left hand. Vinny reaches in to draw the foul. Vinny Askew really nailing people right now. That's what the Sonics need. 76-70 the count. 8:24 to go, fourth quarter play. The Kings lead by 6, and now Seattle will bring Detlef Schrempf in the lineup for Nate McMillan.
Nate did a good job in terms of doing what Nate does. Played good defense. He was able to shadow Tyus Edney on a couple of possessions to keep the ball out of his hands. Sonics have got to develop that mean, nasty attitude here in the late stages and just take this game by the throat.
Richmond will bring it in bounds, and Tyus Edney will take it. Skips it at midcourt to Smith. Overcomes to Richmond for the three. Rimming short. Rebound at the top of the rim, and is taken by Sean Kemp. Outlet pass to Payton. Up the center of the floor. Lock to the head of Vinny. Out leads Edney to the ball. The Dallas three-point look. Got it! Detlef Schrempf has hit a three to pull the Sonics to within 3. 76-73.
Yeah, and since Tyus Edney's getting flustered, he's complaining to Greg Willard about the physical style of play. You want the rookie to get flustered.
7:50 to go, fourth quarter. Officials timeout. Danny Crawford wants to mop up the floor. But Danny won't do it. But he'll have somebody else attend to it there.
The ball boy must mop the floor. Good job by Gary Payton to find Vincent Askew. Just floats it up there with Tyus Edney behind him, in front of him, and Vinny's going to come down, pull a pass in, kick it right back out quickly to Schrempf, who knocks down a three. If Detlef could just knock down a couple of those long balls and really get into a groove shooting the basketball. Boy, would that help the Sonic cause going down the stretch.
Sacramento's lead is at 3 with 7:51 remaining in the game. Inbound pass, Richmond to Smith. Right side. Skips to Edney in the corner. Edney double team. Tried to spin out of a trap. Rakowski nearly upended him. The foul's on Frank Rakowski. Rakowski putting a body on Edney. They continue to work at Tyus Edney. They're making contact with Edney every chance they get. Not a bad strategy at all to really apply the pressure on the rookie.
You got to try and rattle him. I mean, he's playing too free and easy and cocky, the head swagger. Hey, he's my cousin, but he's a rookie.
3-point. Sacramento lead with possession is Owens. Top of the key. Hands off to the right. Looks at the clock. 15 showing on the shot clock. Inside the Pontelese. Back turns through 2 defenders into the air. Missed the shot. Rebound to Detlef French. Calvin in the foul. Detlef up the center of the floor. Outside to Vinny Askew. Vinny back to Detlef. Takes the 3. Cranks it. Rimming. Rebound. Rakowski outside to Edney. Takes it on a 3-on-2 fly. Crossover into the paint. Challenges Detlef. Rolls in a hook off the window. Big time play for Edney. 14 for Tyus.
You know, on that last play, Detlef took the long jump shot and then retreated back. Frank tapped the ball where he thought Detlef was going to be. Detlef's got to keep himself in the play until the Kings secure the rebound.
5-point lead for Sacramento. Rakowski fakes the 3, feeds to Detlef over to Gary. Baseline swivel, fire and hit from 12 feet left side. Payton with 14 points.
Yeah, that's one of the toughest shots there is in the game. That wide open 8-foot baseline jump shot with nobody on you.
That's all touch there, huh?
Yeah, this is just great concentration. That's a tough shot.
78-75, 6.5 in the fourth quarter. Outside, Pontelese pressured by Kemp and a foul on the ring man. The 5th foul on Shawn Kemp. And the Kings will shoot free throws. Pontelese, for the year, shoots 60% from the stripe. So work on that number in just a moment. We'll return with 6.5 minutes to go in the game. The Kings lead the Sonics 78-75 on the Sonics Broadcasting Network.
Looking at midcourt, Olin's not going anywhere with the basketball. Not a 5-beta Kempa move by Shawn.
Pontelese, 16 points and 11 rebounds. He's yet to score here in the 4th. Olin free throw up and in. Pontelese, born in Haiti, raised in the Bronx, New York, played for Virginia, class of '87. Now in his 9th year, he was the 8th pick in the draft by the Chicago Bulls. The Sonics on draft day acquired Pippen for Chicago. Chicago acquired Pontelese for Seattle. Boy, wouldn't you love to jump in the time machine and turn that baby back. Pontelese hits a couple of free throws. It's 80-75 right now. Pontelese hitting both free throws. Kings by 5. 6:25 to go in the game. Kemp inside, rampages between defenders, up with the hook, no. Grab the rebound, win up, stripped by Marciulionis, ball loose, saved by Pontelese. Hands to Edney. Edney comes to midcourt. Marciulionis, 3, no. Jump pass to the rock, outside to Rooney. Rooney feeds to Richmond, right side, in low to Grant, overthrew him, nearly out of bounds. Brick makes the recovery.
Oh, keep running.
Up to Gary Payton, he'll come to midcourt. We have a foul in backcourt. What do we have? Oh, no, the Sonics will give it up.
Oh, boy.
Strip nailed Pontelese in the back, and Olden, who's known for theatrics, goes to the floor in pain and then quickly pops up with a smile on his face. He might have suckered the officials into that one.
Suckered Willard into that all the way. I didn't really see the contact. All you saw was Olden go down and hold his back and act like he needed a stretcher to carry him off the floor. And as it turns out, once the foul was called, he put on this big grin like, gotcha.
He learned that in the Bronx, didn't he? Faking those hit and run auto deals.
Whiplash.
Kings bring it in bounds. 80-75. Kings by 5. Richmond inside to Grant on the baseline. Doubled. Outside to Marciulionis. Over to Edney. 3 in the air. Got it. Tyus Edney, 17 points. He has been, if you don't mind me saying, Marcus, I know his family, he's been gangbusters. Yeah, I mean, he's been on fire. 8-point Sacramento lead, 5.5 left. Kemp, nice pass from Payton to the glass. Double pump. Wouldn't go. Pontelese the rebound. Edney once more into the lane to Rooney. Pull up Jay. Rimming. Rakowski with the rebound. 5.5 minutes to go in the game. Lead pass, Payton up in the front court, left side to Detlef. You have time, you don't have to hurry things. You can get a high percentage shot. You're down 8 with 5:17 left. Detlef draws the foul on Olden Pontelese.
You have time, and you should be patient, but also you need to push the ball up the court to try and see what you have early. As George Karl is going to take Sean Kemp out of the game. Obviously, didn't like the way the Rain Man is going right now. Want to give him a couple of minutes blow to think about things, but Sean has to convert those types of shots that he just missed.
Third team foul on the Kings. Detlef on the inbounds, hands it in deep. Backs in, doubled outside the Brick. Up, fakes, fires the three. Got it. Frank Kwiatkowski hits another three. Brick keeping the Supersonics alive. 83-78.
Keep
Kings by 5.
Keep hope alive, Frank. And he's doing it with the long ball that I thought Sam Perkins would provide. Sam has knocked down a couple, but Kwiatkowski really hit some of the clutch here in the fourth quarter.
So the Kings lead of 8 is trimmed to 5. Edney at midcourt. Double team. Ball raked away by Payton, but Edney recovers. Sends it cross court to Polonese. 11 on the shot clock. Marciulionis barrels into the lane. Skips it across the baseline to Grant over to Richmond. Up fakes, floats a three, in and out. Rebound Marciulionis. Snuck around Kwiatkowski again. Flattens Payton. Brings it outside. Payton lunges to the ball. Marciulionis feeds to Edney. Now to Grant. Over to Richmond. 16 on the shot clock. 4:29 left in the game. Grant drives in. Feeds baseline to Polonese. Missed the shot. Rebound deflected by Grant. Recovered by Perkins. 5-point Sacramento lead. 4:20 left in the game. Payton to Sam. Open three. Cranks it. Got it! Big smooth to the three. The Sonics staying alive. They are down by 2. 4:09 left in the game.
Gary St. Jean wants a 20-second timeout. Now we're going to see just how able the Kings are to withstand a little pressure on them down the stretch as Sam Perkins just comes down in the early offense. They push the ball up the court to get the nice look early from long
in the game, and the Kings leading 83-81. Tyus Edney working the basketball outside, comes off the Marciulionis screen, and again Marciulionis shoved by Gary Payton. Two things happen there. You don't need to shove him aside. And number two, Marciulionis does a great job again to draw the officials into making the call.
The flopping is Lithuanian I've ever seen in my life. Marciulionis just, Gary did kind of use his hands to ward Marciulionis off to kind of move him aside, and Sarunas does the rest. Just gives it the old Hollywood try and give an Oscar.
Rooney to the line, squeezes off the free throw, riming in and out. Now things tighten a little bit for Sacramento. They are up 2 with 3:55 left in the game. Rooney hits the free throw. That relieves a little pressure. He has 6. And the lead is 3 again for the Kings. They led by as many as 8 here in the quarter, as many as 10 in the game. That was back in the third. Payton comes off a stretch screen, stops, whirls outside, feeds across to Sam. He drives to the glass, lays it up, and rims it short. Polonese with a hard lick. Sends Perkins to the line for a deuce.
I love Polonese though, because when he fouls you, you're not going to get a shot at the glass. You're not going to get a three-point play opportunity. And Sean Kemp now comes in and Frank Kwiatkowski. He's got to convert those shots down low at the very least, get himself to the free throw line. No more double clutching to avoid contact inside.
All right, Sam will get 2 shots.
Sam usually a pretty cool customer under pressure.
This one up, rimming and falling. Kemp comes skipping into the lane, contorting and twisting the body, trying to coax it in there with a little body English.
Now, Sean, he's almost better served just to become the chairman of the backboards, look to be almost primarily a rebounder in the game at this point and control the defensive boards in particular.
Perkins lays it home. Both free throws good for Perkins. And again, the Sonics are knocking on the door. 84-83. 3.5 minutes remaining in the game. Skipping with a dribble, Tyus Edney. Comes off the Richmond screen. Richmond rolls, gets the lob, double team in the paint, throws up the shot that won't go. But he is fouled and will get 2 shots. The foul is on the Sonics, Sam Perkins.
And that's a play designed by the coaching staff. Richmond's going to set a screen for Edney. He's going to post Gary Payton. He knows he's going to be fronted. He releases early to get the nice feed over the top. And that's an area of the court that they knew was open off that play.
So here is Richmond, who tonight is at 5 of 7 from the line, has 21 points. Free throw up and in for the Rock, who's an 86% free throw shooter on the year.
And remember, Mitch had 14, I think, at halftime. So Sonics have done a good job of keeping him in check here in the second half. But Mitch, last 3:31, he's going to be looking to take over this basketball game.
All second-team NBA the last couple of years. Richmond, second free throw up and in, 24 for Mitch. 86-83. Sonics down 3, 3:27 left, fourth quarter. Richmond exalting the crowd to stand up, and they oblige with a standing ovation. Payton feeds inside to Kemp. Kick out to Sam to tie the game. Rimming short. Kemp after the rebound, still alive on the rim. Kemp taps it, keeps it alive. Put back by Hawk, missed it, got it again, went up, fouled. Hawkins will get 2 shots.
Using some of those high school center springs in his legs that Rick Versace said that he possessed as a high schooler in Chicago. But Sam shoots the ball, takes a real wicked high bounce off the rim. And there's Hawk. I thought he had that first follow-through, but to his credit, stayed with the play at 6'3", gets in there and battles the big guys.
That ball of Sam's hit the inside portion of the rim 3 times. Kemp did a nice job to go up and restrain himself, keep that hand back. That ball was still alive, and it might have rolled in to tie the game. All right, here's Hawk. He can get Seattle within 1 if he can hit a deuce. 3:10 left in the game. Hawk is yet to score in the second half, but he erases that by nailing the free throw.
And the Sonics' best free throw shooter, Hersey Hawkins, showing his composure in a very pressure-packed situation.
Hawkins is at 7 of 8 from the line. He nailed it. Seattle's back within 1. The Hawk hitting both free throws. 3:10 left in the contest. 86-85 Sacramento.
He like 2 consecutive stops and then score at the other end. So a big defensive possession for the Sonics.
Edney gives up to Smith. Sideline right with it. Brian Grant. Covered by Kemp. He's playing with 5 fouls. Grant gives to Richmond. Spots the seam. Drives it. High running floater over Kemp. Won't go. Sean grabs the rebound. Hang on to it, Sean. No, he'll whip it to midcourt. Redemption will gather it in around shootout level. Swings to Hawk. Slants into the lane. Stops. Nowhere to go. Outside of Detlef. Squares on the jumper. Won't take it. Drives in deep. Goes to the hole. Finger rolls it up and in. Detlef Schrempf. Up fakes. Drives by Owens. Lays it home. The Sonics take the lead. 87-86. Octoon, baby. 2.5 minutes left and the Sonics are alive. Schrempf with a great finger roll finish. Oh, you knew it was in his bag of tricks, Marcus, and he finally laid it on the line, baby. We'll be right back in a moment on the Sonics Broadcasting Network. The Sonics have a 1-point lead.
Bump of Billy Owens to create some space. The finger roll flip. Just a beautiful shot in a tough crunch time situation. Now the pressure is on the Kings. They won't be as free and easy as they had been when they had that 6 to 8 point cushion.
Polynice has the ball outside, pressured by Kemp with 5 fouls. Polynice gets rid of it to Owens. 15 on the shot clock to Richmond. Slants in, stops. Fall away baseliner, no. Rebound deflected outside. Grabbed by Gary Payton. Payton on the fly. Got a 3-on-3 to Detlef. Swing it out on the wing to Hawk, and he threw it out of bounds. Well, he intended it for the Hawk and threw it too far out in front, and out of bounds it rolls. What happened?
Well, the Hawk is saying, my fault. He stopped. He spotted up outside of Detlef's vision. He should have kept going, running to the corner state within the vision of Detlef Schrempf.
Sacramento ball cutting into the lane. Grant, he's fouled and fouled. It was Perkins that reached in first, but it was Kemp that came over the top. They're going to call on Perkins, to Danny Crawford, to his credit. Had the right call. The whistle initially was on Sam, and then Kemp came over to make sure he didn't get the shot off. That was a smart play by Sean.
Yeah, it was a smart play. Sam going to just hold him down right here. Sean going to finish him off, but now the cheeks of Brian Grant. Let's see.
Missed it. Tighten.
They get tight. You know, especially young players not used to being in this kind of situation. All the adrenaline flowing. I remember I was a young player once.
The Kings are 3 of 13 shooting from the field, Marcus, here in the 4th quarter. Grant to the line. Reels it off. Rebound followed by Polynice. Oh, it hit the inside portion of the rim. It comes out and is grabbed by Payton. Kemp took a pretty good shot from Polynice right on the back of the head. 1:59 left in the game. Seattle by 1, 87-86. Payton outside, beyond the three-point arc, covered by Mitch Richmond. Skips over to Hawkins. Hawkins in deep to Kemp. Backs down on Polynice. Jump stop. Powers to the hole. Lays it up. He is fouled. The Rain Man with redemption. 1:46 away. He lays it in. Is fouled and will go to the line. 89-86. We've been waiting for that explosion to the rack all night long.
Down with the big jump hop. Going to gather himself, get his balance, and then does a good job creating the contact against Polynice. And you can say Sean is a little happy about that play.
Missed the free throw. Grant with a rebound. It's a 3-point lead with 1:45 left in the game.
And a little confusion amongst the Kings now. Not one offensive set that Gary St. Jean wants. They're going to run it through Billy Owens.
George Karl windmilling his arms emphatically in front of the Sonic bench. He went a pressure on Richmond. The Sonics obliged. They kick it over to Grant, right side, left alone. Played well by Perkins. Outside to Owens. 3 on the shot clock. Billy starts to drive. Blocked from behind by Kemp, and he grabs the ball. Kemp stolen away from Owens. Swings to midcourt to Detlef. Out it comes to Hawkins. Seattle leading by 3 with 1:14 left in the game. Here comes Payton. Handling with 13 on the shot clock. He's not in a hurry, and he shouldn't be. Turns off the Kemp screen, cuts in. Outside to the Hawk. Sets fires, and he nails the 3! The Hawk time with a 3-ball. 92-86. 1:04 left in the game. And the Sonic bench erupts. Oh, was that a well-played, well-executed run there by Gary Payton. They were very patient, great spacing, and the Hawk comes through.
Yeah, nice job, Gary. He had Sean. Sean's the pick and roll. Sometimes Gary will fling the lob up there. Thought better of it and wants to take care of the basketball. Penetrates, finds the Hawk. Well, watch the defense of Sean Kemp on Billy Owens. This is a tough block from behind. Give me that. 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 And Billy Owens going to the basket to his left can make that shot. See, Sean's going to be open behind Polynice. Gary thinks about it, spots the Hawk open. The Hawk rattles it home, and I'd say he's pretty happy. Hawk usually reserved and kind of unflappable, but he was flapping those wings after he buried this jump shot, and you can believe that's a major load. Get that gorilla off my back. But too early to celebrate. As the Sonics there's still a lot of time. 1:04. You got 3-point shooters on this King team. Mitch Richmond, we'll probably see Marshall.
Minutes to play.
Walking them down.
Walking them down.
Walk them down. Just walk
now
them
you
down.
got to close the deal.
Yeah. Just walk them down. Play your game. Just bank on the fact that they're not going to play at such a high level all through the game. And then when the pressure comes with 2 or 3 minutes left in the game, that this young team will eventually crack.
6-point Sonic lead with 1:04 left in the game. Now, you can't let Richmond or Marciulionis hit you with a quick 3. Simmons will bring it in at midcourt. Richmond running for the ball, but Kemp will face guard him and deny him the ball. Marciulionis will get it and hand to Owens. Kemp has Richmond. Richmond open left side, takes Kemp baseline, runs in, shot deflected from behind. Owens is there with a great follow to tap it up and in. The basket will count. The Sonics are contending that it should have been basket interference.
Sonics should have took the ball out and tried to get a layup while Sacramento was talking to the officials. That was a good play on the offensive board.
Basket will count. 92-88. 51 seconds remaining in the game.
No question, it's a good play, but all the Kings turned to the officials, and the Sonics should have got the ball out quickly.
Payton glides left side off his shrimp screen, turns back off the pick. Gary feeds to the Hawk. Covered by Owens. Comes out to Perkins' pick, drives into the lane, double pumps into the lane, and drew the foul. Hawkins taking it right to the gut of the Sacramento defense, drawing the foul. And if there's a guy on this team you want at the line right now, it's the Hawk.
Yep. Hawk going to do a little jab move number. Perkins is there for a pick. If Hawk wants it, Hawk disdains it, goes the other way, and does a great job of drawing the contact. Now, a lot of times this season we see the Hawk make this move and not get the foul call. Fortunately, the officials are on top of the play and spot the contact.
All right, here is the veteran of 8 years, Hersey Hawkins from Bradley. Seattle leading by 4 with 36 and 9/10 seconds remaining, and that free throw. Oh, my goodness, that free throw swirled 360 and popped out. He'll get another.
Sean Kemp going to be taken out of the game on this defensive possession. Rebounding becomes paramount.
McMillan steps in for the Sonics, and here is the Hawk now with the Sonics up 4 with 36 and 9/10 seconds remaining. Hawk fires and hits the free throw. 14 for Hawkins, 6.25, including that big 3 ball. 93-88, 5-point Sonic lead. Here comes Owens up the center of the floor. 31 on the clock. The Sonic staff and players up off their feet. Richmond drives in, hook pass. In comes Grant. The reverse shot, missed it. Rebound inside. Detlef had it, lost it, fouled from behind. Detlef is fouled, and he will go to the line on the foul to Brian Grant.
Yes, nice play. Grant is caught in an awkward position trying to throw something up on the glass off the penetration by Richmond. Grant goes to the other side of the board. Very difficult shot, and then just a battle for the rebound. The most important thing, pick up the basketball as Grant is caught wrestling with Detlef from behind.
Well, we talked about passion and playing with enthusiasm and electricity, and we've seen that from the Sonic bench tonight. And the players have, The shooting has been tough. Seattle shooting 42% from the field, but they have surmounted several self-imposed obstacles, Marcus, here in this game to, it appears anyway, win this thing. They're up 6. Detlef hits the free throw. He'll get another. Up 6 with 22 seconds left.
And the guys that made it happen, Vincent Askew, Nate McMillan, in terms of bringing a toughness to the game.
That's right.
And Vinny just busted Michael Smith in the nose with an elbow. Nate's been playing tough all game long. This Ty Zetny. Brakowski slung down Ty Zetny, the little guy, and got him a little flustered. So, I mean, that's the kind of that tells you something about 164 games.
22 seconds left. Seattle by 7. Sacramento will bring it in bounds. You don't want to let him get anything quick. Here's Richmond. Double dribbled, put it off the knee, and tried to squeeze between defenders. He's fouled by Benny Askew. That's the 3rd foul on Askew. Now, here comes Richmond to the line with 17 and 6/10 seconds left. His club trailing by 7.
You think he tries to miss one on purpose?
I think he's got to, don't you?
Well,
17 and 6. No?
They probably won't. I mean, because the percentages of getting the defensive rebound or the offensive rebound are so low, and he makes it academic anyway.
Yeah, he misses the first.
But I mean, guys usually on this level are so good at blocking out. Usually, now you get the occasional cases where it does happen for you. I mean, there's 17 seconds. It's not like they don't have to shoot the basketball.
Richmond, second free throw up. Got it. All right, now it's at 6 points. Prempel bringing it back. Oh, he overthrew Hawkins. It comes right to Marcelonis. Marcelonis with 15 and 14 into the lane. This is outside. Here's Owens for 3. Missed it. Rebound deflected outside by Sam. Recovered by Marcelonis with 8 seconds. With 6. Gary blocks the shot. Hold the ball, Gary. Hold the ball. And he is fouled. 2 and 7/10 seconds remaining in the game. Nice play by Payton to reach up on Marcelonis and just nonchalantly stuff the shot. Seattle has a 6-point lead. 95-89 with 2 and 7/10 seconds remaining in the game.
And the glove puts his stamp on the final play of the game offensively for, well, maybe not the final play, but he knows Sharunas has no choice but to shoot the 3-pointer. Gary's got the long arms, a great defensive anticipation, and of course the snarl and nasty look.
Well, the Sacramento fans are a little upset. There's a big old lady, about 60 years old, in a red blazer up there. She just gave Gary the international sign of disdain. He hits the first, misses the second. Game over. Game over! Sonics win it. 96-89 in a gut check, and a real challenge to their courage and to their professionalism. The Sonics respond by playing a marvelous final 3 minutes of play. And George Karl, oh my, the pressure, the excruciating pressure of the last 36 hours. He talked about being looking forward and anticipating the challenge of Game 3, but it was that agonizing 24 to 36 hours in between games, he said, that was tough to cope with. Well, probably a little easier.